When I first started traveling Finland to photograph its people for this project, I envisioned I would showcase the less documented, the quote-unquote regular life of Finland. The small towns, the slower-paced living, and so far it's been a whirlwind of big events, unique stories, and celebrity. Today, I'm happy to refocus, slow down, meet a stranger, and see a place I've always meant to visit within Finland, in this episode of Stitched With. Toni, how you doing, mate?
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, no problem.
How's the morning?
Yeah, it's been all right.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, it's a very nice winter day.
Yeah, it's stunning. You got your cold weather that you were looking for.
Yeah.
Where to from here?
Well, let's see. Well,
Yeah,
we're gonna go first to the car and then decide.
Yeah. Toni and his partner welcomed me into their home for a coffee and good conversation. We later took a ride to Billnäs, a 17th century ironworks turned cultural village, and then Fiskars, dubbed the most creative village in Finland, a place high on my list that I had never managed to visit. Toni shared much about his hometown of Fiskars and the nearby town he now resides in. With the -20-degree cold weather affecting the cameras, it was a tough day to film, but I'm glad I get to share at least some of the conversation and the joy that I experienced that day. Okay, Toni.
Yeah, so I'm Toni Kartinen and I'm 44 years old. Yes, I live here in Raseborg, and this is very nice, like a picturesque area of Finland. And I have actually born pretty close here, like about 15 kilometers away in this old mill town called Fiskars. And I lived like a couple of like 20 years in Helsinki region, but now as an adult I decided to return back here into my roots, and now living in this next to another old mill town called Billnäs. And
Beautiful.
And I really love this area. It has like a pros of everything.
Yeah.
That the nature is so close, and also as I'm like a journalist and a photographer myself, so of course I really like the fact that it is so picturesque, so you can easily find the locations to shoot and enjoy. Yeah.
Somewhere here. Yeah, perfect. Is it weird being back, like, I mean, you're essentially in your, like, hometown?
True.
Does it feel, like, strange for you, or is it, like, I mean, you live nearby, so I guess it's, like, pretty familiar, no?
Yeah, no, not really.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that it's so vibrant nowadays, that's what I'm really happy about.
Right, yeah. That is very cool. Has it changed a lot since you were growing up here?
Yeah, quite a lot. It was actually like one of the dying villages in that moment.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Now it seems so. Like I say, I've been hearing about it for a long time.
Yeah.
And I've been wanting to come here for a long time.
Okay, we need to come here in summer.
Yeah, I definitely do. Yeah. I mean, this is so like picturesque. Like
And all
it's
those
amazing.
buildings over there, they are like small craftsmanship. They do all kind of small metal works and souvenirs and jewelry and all that kind of plenty of.
And also, if you like art, I think this summer again they're gonna have like a Fiskars art biennale.
Great. Yeah.
So the yellow building there, the big one.
Okay.
That's basically like a restaurant and a big gallery.
Yeah.
So they're gonna have an exhibition there, and then like probably in that black building which we passed.
Yeah.
That's gonna probably be another setting for the biennale.
Yeah.
And sometimes like No, like a laundry house.
Oh yeah?
So that's why it's the Cafe Lavender.
Nice.
But in the past there was like a shortly also like an art gallery.
Yeah.
But actually this cousin I talked about in the video that it was teaching me the winter swimming.
Yeah.
Because she's kind of like a bit artistic person.
Right.
So she had like an exhibition in there.
Cool.
You can see a little bit of the old
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's super cool. Wow.
Nice.
Super nice.
And the place where is the toy train.
Yeah.
There used to be like a proper little train in here,
Okay. Nice.
but it's now been renovated last 5 years or so.
Right.
And actually now from this summer it's gonna be represented again. But they moved it because it was like it had got so bad condition outdoors.
Yeah.
So now actually where we are going on this brewery, next to it is like now a new old building.
Okay.
It looks old, but it's a totally new building.
Sure.
and the train is now moved indoors there.
Oh, okay.
And that's going to be like part of the Fiskars museum that you are able to see it. And then in some point they are planning to build like a short little track there that the train is also doing like a little movements then in the in the future. But it was actually that train that was using that which we explained in Billnäs that there's that walkway.
Yeah.
It used to be train tracks. So it was,
Oh, okay.
it was for
Yeah.
that
Cool.
one.
And it's really narrow and small.
Yeah.
It used to go when the iron factory was here.
Yeah.
The train used to go from here to the harbor.
Right.
And take the stuff.
So beautiful. It's crazy. Super nice. You have really beautiful photos on your Instagram. Are you taking most of those yourself, or?
Yeah, most of them are like
That's really cool.
by myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even like because there's probably quite many like winter swimming selfies and stuff. So usually those are done with a timer.
We talked originally to maybe do something around the winter swimming. We have an extremely cold day here, which would probably would have been
about
fun.
-20 or so.
Yeah, exactly. I already freezed once this week already, so I'm very grateful for being in your home and drinking coffee and having this conversation as well today. But I would like to ask you, how long have you been into the ice swimming, the winter swimming?
The winter swimming actually started in the COVID years.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, like in the beginning of 2021.
Yeah.
That had been like mostly at home, like several months, and of course there was like much more free time and was like starting different hobbies, like doing like a bicycling in summertime and all these things. But then I felt that it would be nice to come up with something on winter time.
Yeah.
And then I actually have like my cousin. She has been like an avid winter swimmer for several years.
Cool.
And I was always so envious when I saw like her pictures being in the water, and she always looked so happy. So, so I also want to like at least I could try it.
That's great.
Yeah.
The rest of the world seems to be kind of catching on with it, because you're seeing like this increase in like these commercial like ice baths and stuff that are being sold. Like, I don't know. I mean, I listen to a lot of like podcasts and stuff from the US, so you can see it's like creeping into the I guess more of the Western culture as well.
Yeah.
But for anybody who's kind of unaware, and because it might sound a little insane to them to go swimming in the ice water, what does it give for you? I mean, it just on a personal level.
Well, basically, because it sounds odd that thing like that could give you like a good feeling.
Yeah.
But basically, like I kind of feel like euphoric coming up from the cold water.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't really hurt when you are there. Of course it feels a bit odd on your body, but still it doesn't hurt. And then when you come out of it, then it like you just feel so good and so like refreshed.
Yeah.
And especially I have noticed like on the days that you are not feeling like very well, that you are feeling like very stressed or somehow otherwise not on your best mood. So that's kind of like a constant.
I agree. I've been multiple times, and each time was really good. Something I would like to incorporate a bit more into my weekly routine. I think now it's a bit easier living outside of the city, but I need to go find a spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because there's basically two different ways to also do it, that you can kind of like go to sauna.
Yeah.
That you have like a warm sauna first, and then you go to the cold water, and then you return back to sauna. But I basically doesn't have that possibility because I'm doing it like on a public beach here.
Right.
So I kind of do it raw.
Yeah. I like it.
But I like it also because I kind of feel that it's in a way a bit safer and healthier in this way, because the difference of the body temperature is not so.
Right. Yeah.
That of course the cold is cold, but then you miss the really hot parts.
I feel you. Yeah.
So it's a bit more like easier for the heart and the blood pressures and all these things.
Fair enough. You were also saying that you're working as a journalist. Is that something that you studied as well?
No, not really.
Yeah.
That I actually have like I have studied like photography and graphic
cool,
designing,
yeah.
so I'm coming from that side of the things.
Yeah.
But I started working like in this kind of like a charity organizations magazine in like 2004, and for the 8 years or so I was like there. The guy who made the graphic designs, started the layout for the magazine and taking the pictures and stuff. But then there became like some changes, and then they wanted to ask like, would I want to have like a more responsibility?
Yeah.
And started like write things and such, and I told them that I haven't done anything like that like since my school years. But of course I can try and see how it goes, and actually I got really into on that side of the things.
That's cool.
It actually feels really nice to make the stories.
I bet.
Like plan the interviews and have the discussions with the people, and then kind of make basically a little story out of it. So
we're essentially doing the same thing.
Yeah. That's true.
That's nice.
Yeah, so basically nowadays for my work I almost maybe I could say that I almost enjoy in my work more of that part than the graphic design part. Even I still like it, but still I kind of feel like in the focus is the writing part nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah, and you said you came from photography studies. You were able to show me some of your old photographs, which are very beautiful. And you also have a really nice old camera collection, which I'm very envious of, but also very happy that you're taking care to collect these things as well. And you said you started collecting them at a pretty young age.
Yeah, I started to collect them like when I was about 10, I suppose. Because basically I got like one of them from my grandmother. It was like my grandfather's old camera.
Wow, cool.
And that was kind of starting point, and then found like a couple of them when I was still like a kind of teenage.
Yeah.
But then they started to come kind of like pile up when I was traveling somewhere. I was able to find like some from the like a second-hand stores or flea markets or these kind of places, and then also like when people start to know that I collect these cameras, then it also start to like feed itself. That people start to contact me that hey, my grandparents died and they had like 3 cameras here. Are you interested to buy them? Or sometimes I was given them, and
That's great.
and also in our work that because there was like we sometimes also get like this kind of like wheels,
Right. Okay.
and sometimes part of them is like also the people's what they have own in their life.
Yeah.
So then I was sometimes asked to help like value the cameras and then quite often asked am I interested to buy them.
Yeah. Sure.
So sometimes I did,
That's great.
except that if they were too valuable, then I usually skip them.
It can get crazy, but it's
Yeah.
really nice to see. I mean, like these kind of things too. They do have a value a lot of the time, and then like you get, these bigger companies or these people who kind of like, I guess maybe even probably don't even care too much about the cameras themselves, and they just, maybe purchase them to make a profit or something like that, or to hoard them. I mean, I've seen these huge camera collections just hoarded by people who are like some sort of company or entity, and it feels like that even an individual's not really getting like that much enjoyment out of owning it, or in some other cases where people might use them. So I'm just happy to see a collection like on display in someone's house, and then that they're actually like proud
Yeah, the
to have it.
only thing that because there's quite many of them, there's now about like 170.
Yeah. Okay.
So the only wish I hope in someday that in this apartment it's not possible, but if we are moving in someday in the future, then I could have like even more space for it that I could present them even more nicely. That would be kind of my wish.
Fair enough. It's a really nice thing to have. And how about outside of work and swimming? Do you have other hobbies you like to do, or how else do you like to spend your free time? Or
I'm kind of social, so I like to spend time with friends and such. Of course, like most of my friends are still living like in the capital area in Helsinki, and so that makes it a little bit harder to see them, but still like because for the work I go like a couple of times in a week to Helsinki, so try to combine this social side at the same time to see the friends. Yeah, and then traveling is like a one big thing for me that besides the cameras I don't really spend much money on things.
yeah.
So then kind of besides the cameras, the traveling is the only other stuff that I kind of more freely throw money away.
Yeah, nice. It's good.
Yeah, and because that kind of the traveling, I think the important part is like the experience things.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
And when you travel, you always experience something.
Yeah.
So you never know what happens when you go somewhere.
Absolutely.
And and also quite often, not always, but often I travel as solo.
Oh, cool, yeah.
And that's kind of also like part of that fact. And
Do you find when you're traveling solo that you're like social, or do you like to take kind of like more time for yourself?
Maybe a bit of both, but
Right.
I feel like when you are traveling by yourself, then you more easily take contact with the local people and,
Right, yeah.
stuff. That if you are traveling with your friend, then you spend the time with your friend,
Of
and
course.
that can be of course really nice. But from the experience side of the things, I find that when doing solo, it's like
That's perfect.
then it's more like you never know like what the day brings.
Yeah, I definitely feel like you're more open to contact. I mean, maybe especially when it's sort of day 2, day 3 of traveling alone. I feel like then you start to get to that point where you're like, all right, I've had my own time, and I've washed off the work week or whatever it is and started my holiday, and then I feel like it's a lot easier to be more inspired to like talk to someone at the bus stop or like the people at the cafe next to you. Where would you go next if you could go anywhere?
If I could go anywhere, I think probably I would like to return to Japan
Cool.
because that's kind of had like I have had always had like a special place in my heart for that.
Yeah.
Even I first time traveled there in like 2016, so I was not young anymore when I first time went there, but it was kind of like it was everything I expected and some more, which I was kind of a bit worried beforehand because I had been like dreaming about going there like for 3 decades or so.
Right.
So I was thinking that are my expectations so high that they never could be met, but no, it was really good experience, and I wish that I could do that again. Visit some of the places I have already seen, and then also like visit some totally new locations.
Yeah, that's so good to hear. I mean, I don't think I've heard anybody say that they've been to Japan and didn't like it, which makes, I mean, I really want to get there myself. I've been close, but not to Japan yet, but I'm really looking forward to. There seems to be like a kinship between sort of Finnish people and Japanese people.
Yeah, I was
Finland
just about to say that. There's like a kind of sympathy between us Finnish and Japanese people.
Right.
That there's like some kind of similarities. That people, at least like a stereotypical level, that people are maybe like a bit more reserved. That what you think people of overall, and usually people are quite polite.
Yeah.
And concerning to each other, and
there seems to be definitely like the cultural crossover, and I think there's something to be said about also things like design and stuff as well. Like I know that there's maybe there's like this correlation with like the kind of like Nordic what do you call it? Like,
kind of like a minimalism.
Exactly. Yeah. And it seems to be appreciated there as well. And then I've come across a lot of people in Finland. Maybe this is also a little bit international at this point too, but like an appreciation of the media, things like animated films and even like the music and stuff. Like you quite often hear of like Japanese bands like touring in Finland and things like that too. So,
but in like the design kind of things, like I think because we Scandinavians we like a minimalist things, but so does Japanese.
Right.
And especially like for them, it's like they value the details like so much.
Yeah.
So that's why the things doesn't need to be like over the top or anything.
Yeah.
That's because then the details are so like refined and also that applies like also with the food and even like a tea drinking. So they they want to like really appreciate all the small.
Yeah, like there's like a formality in a lot of things, which I think that quite often Finns appreciate as well.
True.
Yeah.
And then of course we both like moments.
Exactly. Yeah, that's huge there too.
Yeah.
My last question for you, at least, unless there's something else you want to share. First of all, thank you for taking the time, and you invited me into your home. And,
no, this is great.
And everything. Yeah, I appreciate it a lot. This is everything that I want out of this, at least, is to come and like have nice conversations and meet strangers who then become friends and familiar people. So very grateful. I would like to ask you though, what was it that made you say yes, essentially? I mean, it's a great thing to do. I admire it a lot. So I'm curious from your perspective.
I saw your post about this project in Instagram, and it sounded interesting. That because I probably maybe partly because I take photographs myself, so it's and in the past I have like done some like bit similar projects with some like other photographers, and it's kind of always interesting to see like how the other people like see you and what kind of like a chemistry there's between people and such. So I think that was the kind of like the main thing.
Yeah, it's amazing. I'm very grateful you said yes. So thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Anything else you want to share with the world? No pressure. Maybe not so quickly. Totally fair. I understand. I wouldn't take that either. But I think from here we're gonna head out. We have a as I say, a very cold day, but a very beautiful day outside. So I think we're gonna find a nice spot to go take some photos. But so far it's been really lovely to talk and to be
Likewise.
here. So I think everybody from here will see some nice photos of your face.
Okay. Fun to hear.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Days like this might seem fairly simple to some, especially if watched from inside Finland. But meeting Toni and spending the day exploring places some may not appreciate for their lack of hustle and bustle had a profoundly opposite effect on me. Toni and his partner could not have been more welcoming and warm hosts. Their adoration for Karis, Billnäs and Fiskars rubbed off on me to a point where I felt myself wanting to move in. Through making this series, I've come to learn that it's impossible to capture my gratitude on camera, that this day took me back to why I started this project. To spend time with people I don't know and maybe wouldn't have ever met in places I may not have ever visited. And to find that through no tricks, big budgets or planned conversation, that the beauty lies everywhere here in Finland and in everyone. This series, Stitched With, is a photo documentary project free of charge for the participants. Leaving a like, subscribing, or sharing this with a friend just helps me reach the next person and is very much appreciated. You can view other episodes from the series in the playlist on your screen now.